All right, let's talk about something really cool today, prompting for AI video. We're going to look at how you can take the ideas swirling around in your head and, just by using words, turn them into these incredible cinematic worlds.
Really think about that for a second. Have you ever wished you could direct a movie, but, without the massive crew, the expensive cameras, or the giant budget? Well, that's exactly what text-to-video AI lets you do. You're the director, and today we're going to show you how to use that megaphone.
So, here's the main idea you gotta hold on to. Your words, that's the script. The AI, that's your entire film crew ready to go. And the prompt you write, well, that's you in the director's chair giving your crew their instructions. The clearer you are, the better they'll bring your vision to life.
Okay, so where do you even start? Like any great movie scene, every great AI video needs a solid plan, a blueprint. So let's break down the absolute essentials for any scene you can possibly imagine.
It all boils down to these three simple building blocks. First, who or what is the star of your show? That's your subject. Second, where are they? That's the context, the setting. And finally, what are they actually doing? That's the action. Nail these three things, and believe me, you are already halfway there. Let's start with something super simple. A man on the phone, right? It's clear, it follows our blueprint perfectly. The subject is a man, the context is that he's with a phone, and the action is using it. The AI can totally work with this.
And you'll get exactly what you asked for, a man on a phone. It works, but it's probably not going to have that specific mood or that story or that visual punch you were picturing in your head. So the real question is, how do we get from this very basic idea to something cinematic? And boom, this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you get what you asked for. But on the right, whoa, you get a story. This is the huge leap we're talking about, from a simple command to a full-blown cinematic scene. And it all comes from adding those layers of detail. We're not just saying a man, we're saying a desperate man in a green trench coat. We're not just saying on the phone, we're describing an eerie green neon glow, and even specific camera moves like dollies in. See? This isn't just an instruction, it's a whole vibe. Now that massive jump in quality, it's not some kind of magic trick. It's really just a process. It's about adding these specific creative layers of detail right on top of that core blueprint we talked about. So let's break down exactly what those layers are. First things first, let's talk style. This is where you go from just being the director to also being the cinematographer, the lighting designer, the whole shebang. This is how you set the entire mood of your scene.
What's so cool here is how a few simple words can totally transform the feel of your video. You could go for that gritty, shadowy look of film noir, or maybe you want the bright, bubbly world of a 3D cartoon. And then there's light and color. Think about it. Warm sunlight feels hopeful and happy. Eerie green neon glow? Not so much. These words are your shortcuts to creating an emotional tone.
Okay, you've set the mood, you've got the artistic flavor, now it's time to literally call the shots. You have to tell your AI film crew exactly where to put the camera and how you want it to move. This right here is your director's toolkit. You call the shots. Do you want a big, sweeping aerial view that shows off the whole landscape? Or maybe you want an intense, up-close POV shot so we see the world through your character's eyes. You can also decide how to frame everything. A wide shot gives us context, but an extreme close-up on someone's face, that's all about emotion. You are in complete control of all of it.
All right, so you've got the basics down. Subject, action, style, and camera. You're well on your way. Now let's get into a couple of pro-level techniques that'll give you even more precise control over that final product.
Sometimes telling the AI what you don't want is just as powerful as telling it what you do want. And that's where negative prompts come in. They're your secret weapon for cleaning things up and getting rid of stuff you don't want to see. But there's a little trick to using them the right way. So here's the key. You don't actually use words like no or don't. It's kind of weird, I know. Instead, you just make a list of the things you want to exclude. So look at the slide. Instead of writing, "Don't show man-made structures," you just put words like urban background or man-made structures into the negative prompt field. It's a small change in how you say it, but it makes a huge difference to the AI.
And one last thing. You can start with an image. Maybe you want to animate a cool photo you took or a character you designed. You can absolutely do that. The number one rule here is to be super clear. If you've got a few people in your picture, don't just say, "the man." You've got to be specific, like the man in the red hat. That way the AI knows exactly who should be doing what.
So there you have it.
You've got the blueprint, the artistic layers, and even a few pro tricks up your sleeve. You have the script in your head, and the AI is your crew just waiting for your command. The only thing left to do now is call action. So what scene will you create first?